My husband's mistake. My name is Diana. I am 48 years old. I live in a beautiful town. I am a respected leader in my community. People know me. They trust my judgment. I have a good life. I have been married to Paul for 25 years. Paul is my best friend. He is a good man. I thought I knew everything about him. I trusted him completely. Our marriage was long and stable. We had shared so many memories. We had built a comfortable life. I thought our foundation was unbreakable. We had weathered small storms. We laughed often. We supported each other's careers. We planned our future together. I believed we had achieved the perfect marriage. Everyone feels stories in a different way. If this one speaks to you, a like or comment helps. One Tuesday evening, the perfection shattered. Paul came home late. He looked pale. He looked worried. We were sitting at the kitchen table. We were eating dinner. He did not touch his food. He looked down at his hands. I asked him what was wrong. I thought maybe he had a problem at work. He shook his head slowly. He looked up at me. His eyes were full of pain. He took a very deep breath. He said, "Diana, I must tell you something." His voice was low. It was shaky. I felt a sudden coldness in the room. I waited for him to speak. This was the moment that changed everything. He told me he had made a big mistake, a huge mistake. He confessed to an affair. It was years ago. He said it happened about 7 years ago. It was brief. It lasted only a short time. He said it was meaningless. He ended it quickly. But the secret stayed with him. He said the guilt had become too heavy. He could not carry the weight anymore. He felt like a fraud. He said he needed to be honest. He needed to tell me the truth to save his soul. He wanted our marriage to be real, truly real. He looked broken as he spoke. I did not move. I did not scream. I did not cry right away. I felt completely numb. It was as if I was watching a movie. But the movie was my life. 7 years. 7 years he had carried this secret. 7 years he had lied to me every day. The food on the plate looked disgusting. I pushed my chair back. I stood up. I could not stay in that room. I walked into the living room. I sat on the edge of the sofa. I could not look at Paul. He followed me. He stood near the doorway. He did not come close. He respected my space. He looked miserable. His pain was clear, but my pain was much bigger. It was a searing, physical pain in my chest. I thought about the time it happened. I tried to remember 7 years ago. I remembered planning my mother's birthday party. I remembered supporting Paul through a difficult work project. I was being a good wife. He was betraying me. This thought was agonizing. I finally spoke. My voice was very quiet. It was steady, surprisingly steady. I asked him why. Why did he tell me now? He said he was afraid. He was afraid of losing me. But he was more afraid of living a lie. He said he loved me deeply. He said the mistake was a moment of weakness. He did not try to excuse it. He took full responsibility. He said he understood if I wanted to leave him. He said he deserved whatever punishment I chose. I went to our bedroom. I needed to be alone. I closed the door. I did not sleep that night. I stared at the ceiling for hours. I reviewed 25 years of marriage. Was it all a lie? No. I knew the good times were real. I knew our children were raised with love. But the trust was gone. It evaporated instantly. Trust is the air of a marriage. Without it, you cannot breathe. I felt suffocated. The next morning, the house was silent. We moved around each other like strangers. I called my office. I took a few days off. I needed time to think. Paul also stayed home. We sat in separate rooms. We ate separately. The silence was heavy and thick. It was full of unspoken pain and accusation. I looked at our wedding photo on the mantelpiece. We looked so young. We looked so hopeful. That hope felt like a distant memory now. I started to think about my options. I am Diana. I am strong. I am a leader. I could walk away. I could end the marriage. I could start a new life. Many people would understand. They would support me. But leaving Paul meant tearing my life apart. It meant losing my history. It meant years of sadness and loneliness. Was one brief, long-ago mistake worth destroying everything? I thought about Paul. He was not a serial cheater. He was a good man who made a terrible error. He confessed because he was honest. He confessed because he was suffering. If he was truly a bad man, he would have kept the secret safe. His confession showed courage, but it also showed deep remorse. I hated the act. I still loved the man. This was the complicated truth. After 2 days of silence, I asked him to sit down with me. We sat in the garden. The sun was warm. I told him I needed to talk about everything. Every single detail. I needed to understand the environment of the mistake. I needed to know why he was vulnerable then. He answered every question. He did not hide anything. He was completely vulnerable. He told me he felt invisible at that time. He felt pressure from work and family. He did not feel like he was enough. He knew it was no excuse, but it was the truth of his emotional state. I realized we had both been distant 7 years ago. We were too busy. We were running parallel lives. We were not connecting deeply. The distance was not his fault alone, but the affair was his choice. I made that clear. I told him that the pain he caused was immense. I told him that the trust was broken into a million pieces. He listened. He accepted my anger. He accepted my pain. He did not interrupt me. He just held his head low. He said, "Diana, I know I cannot fix this quickly. I need to earn your trust back. I need to prove my commitment every single day for the rest of our lives. I will do whatever it takes." His honesty was painful, but it was also healing. It was the first step toward rebuilding. I decided I could not throw away 25 years of love for a mistake that happened 7 years ago, especially since he was willing to fight for us now. We decided to stay. We decided to try to rebuild. But we knew it could not be the same marriage. It had to be better. It had to be stronger. We agreed on a new foundation, radical honesty, no more secrets, no more hidden fears. We promised to communicate everything, even the small, uncomfortable things. We decided we needed professional help. We started seeing a marriage counselor immediately. The counseling sessions were long and difficult. We cried a lot. We were forced to talk about things we had ignored for decades. The counselor helped us understand that Paul's mistake was a symptom of a deeper disconnection. We had stopped being truly vulnerable with each other. We had taken our marriage for granted. Paul learned to articulate his insecurities. I learned to express my need for affirmation and deep connection. We learned to fight fairly. We learned how to listen without planning our rebuttal. It was difficult, exhausting work. We spent many evenings just processing the day's session. The counselor told us that forgiveness is a long road. She said I might never fully forget the pain, but she said we could choose to accept the past. We could choose to build a future that honored the truth. We had to mourn the loss of the perfect narrative. We had to embrace the messy reality of our love. We started doing small things differently. Paul would check in with me during the day, not just about logistics, but about how I was feeling. I started sharing my deepest worries about my community work. We were becoming friends again, but deeper friends. We were becoming partners in vulnerability. The community noticed a change in us. They saw us working harder on our relationship. They saw us walking hand in hand more often. They did not know the dark reason behind our renewed commitment. They just saw a couple fighting for their love. It took many months for the shadow to lift from our home. I still had moments of intense sadness. Sometimes, late at night, I would remember the betrayal. I would feel cold again. Paul was always there. He would hold me. He would not offer quick fixes. He would just say, "I am here. I am sorry. I love you." His presence was a constant, solid apology. His patience was endless. His commitment was unwavering. This dedication slowly rebuilt the trust. It was not the blind trust I had before. It was a conscious trust. I trusted him because I saw his effort. I trusted him because I knew he valued honesty more than comfort. We realized that our marriage now was stronger than the one that existed before the mistake. The previous marriage was easy and untested. This new marriage was resilient. It had been tested by fire. It was built on a foundation of brutal, radical honesty. We had faced the worst truth and decided that our love was worth the fight. We learned that mistakes happen. Even good people make terrible errors. The true measure of a person is what they do after the error. Paul chose confession. He chose vulnerability. He chose me, truly choosing me by risking everything. I look at Paul now. He is still my husband. He is still my best friend. But now, he is also the man who survived the greatest challenge with me. We share a deeper understanding of human frailty. We share a deeper appreciation for the simple act of holding hands. A relationship is not perfect. No relationship is. But it is honest. It is resilient. We communicate openly about everything. We talk about our dreams. We talk about our fears. We talk about the past when necessary, but we focus mainly on the future. We chose to rebuild. We chose to forgive the past transgression. We chose to create a more resilient love. It was the hardest choice of my life, but it was the right choice. My husband's mistake almost ended our life together. Instead, it forced us to look clearly at what we had and what we truly wanted. We wanted each other. We are stronger now, truly unbreakable, because we built our love on the rock of truth. I am 49 now. My love for Paul is deep and permanent. We survived. We are thriving. We are honest. This is the story of our new beginning. Like, comment, and subscribe to keep learning English through emotional stories.